All right, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into a place that's, well, let's just say it's a little extra, even for Dubai.
Extra in the best way possible, of course. I mean, we're talking about Palm Jumeirah, that impossible island shaped like a palm tree.
Palm Jumeirah, yeah. The one that looks like it was plucked straight out of a science fiction movie and dropped right off the coast of Dubai. It's that iconic image, the aerial view, the perfect palm tree shape.
Oh, absolutely. It's everywhere. And, you can't talk about Palm Jumeirah without talking about ambition,
Yeah.
right? The sheer scale of the thing.
Okay, so let's talk scale for a second, because this isn't just some little man-made island. We're talking visible from space kind of scale.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. We dug into some sources on this, and the numbers are mind-blowing. They started building this thing back in 2001, finished in 2006, a 5-year construction project.
5 years. I can barely get a bathroom remodeled in 5 years.
Right. And get this, the total cost. A cool $12 billion. With a B.
See, this is what I mean by a little extra, but okay, $12 billion, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. How do you even begin to build something like that?
We need a whole lot of sand, for starters. We're
Yeah.
talking millions of cubic meters of sand and rock, dredged up and carefully placed to create that distinctive shape.
I read somewhere that they used enough sand to fill up the Burj Khalifa 2.5 times.
That's right. Which, just as a reminder to our listeners, the Burj Khalifa is, just the tallest building in the world. No big deal.
Casual. But that brings up an interesting point, right? Because this isn't just about stacking up a bunch of sand. It's about shaping it, engineering it into this incredibly complex and specific form.
And let's not forget the why behind it all. Palm Jumeirah wasn't just built to be impressive. It was designed with a very specific purpose.
Okay, so spill the tea why a palm tree-shaped island.
Luxury, my friend.
Ah.
From the very beginning, Palm Jumeirah was envisioned as this opulent, over-the-top destination. We're talking luxury residences, high-end shopping, those sprawling resorts with underwater villas.
And we haven't even touched on the attractions yet, right? Like there's a water park.
Yeah.
And you can swim with dolphins.
All on an island that, not that long ago, was open ocean. Which, of course, brings us to another important aspect of Palm Jumeirah, the environmental impact.
Right, because you don't just plop a massive island in the middle of the ocean without some consequences.
Exactly. Some of the sources we looked at highlighted concerns from marine biologists about the impact on local ecosystems. Dredging, land reclamation, it disrupts the natural environment.
Which is something we see with a lot of large-scale engineering projects, unfortunately. But okay, so they built this crazy island. It's luxurious, it's got dolphins, but it might be messing with the ecosystem a bit. What's the takeaway here? Why should we, the average people, care about a bunch of billionaires hanging out on a palm tree?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's something we grappled with a lot in preparing for this episode. Because on the one hand, Palm Jumeirah is this almost absurd display of wealth and engineering might.
Right. It's easy to dismiss it as just another playground for the ultra-rich.
Exactly. But it also kind of forces us to ask some bigger questions, about sustainability, about the limits of human intervention in the natural world, about who benefits from these grand projects, and who ends up bearing the cost.
And what's interesting is that even within Palm Jumeirah, the benefits aren't always equally distributed. Some of our sources talked about the experiences of the workers, many of whom come from South Asia, who were instrumental in building this island.
Absolutely. Their stories are an essential part of understanding the full picture, the human cost behind something like Palm Jumeirah.
It's like the strange microcosm of so many of the big issues we face today, condensed onto one palm tree-shaped island.
And I think that's what makes it so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a stark reminder that even the most outlandish ideas, the ones that seem impossible, they have real-world consequences.
So where do we go from here? What do we do with this information? With this, I don't know, this sense of awe and unease?
Well, I don't have all the answers, but I think Palm Jumeirah serves as a powerful reminder that we can't just marvel at the what of engineering, the technical achievements.
We also have to grapple with the why, the how, and the at what cost.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll leave you with this, dear listener. Imagine, just for a moment, that you have unlimited resources, unlimited engineering prowess.
And, a penchant for giant palm trees.
What would you build? And what factors would you consider before you even broke ground? Because as Palm Jumeirah so aptly demonstrates, even in a world of limitless possibilities, there are always consequences.
Deep stuff. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.